everyone. My name is Pavni Yadav and I am a student here at Amity International School, Sector 46, Gurugram. I welcome you all to the Alumni series. I would start by thanking our Honorable Chairperson Ma'am, Dr. Mrs. Amita Chauhan, our beloved Founder Sir, Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, and our respected Principal Ma'am, Dr. Aarti Chopra, to give us an opportunity to interact with our fellow alumni and learn from their experiences. Today we have with us Pulkit Goyal, who was a student here at Amity 46. So could you please introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Pulkit. I graduated from Amity International School, Sector 46 in 2019. I proceeded to do law at the National Law University, Delhi, from which I graduated this year, that's 2025. And now I'll be going for my master's at the University of Oxford this year itself.
What stream you have taken up and how excited are you about your area of study?
I am extremely excited because law is a long degree. It's a 5-year course, and I don't think you can stay the entire 5 years without at least being somewhat excited or enthusiastic about it. The parts of the law that really speak to me are is the social impact it can have in the lives of people, specifically so public law and criminal defense work is something that has really excited me during my time in law school, and that's also what I did a lot during my law school. So yeah.
Which traits at Amity have helped you succeed in your college and after that?
So the traits that I picked up at Amity International School that have held me in good stead throughout my journey in law school and hopefully in the future as well is to work hard and to take my studies seriously. At Amity, I felt recognized, I felt heard whenever I do well in tests. Teachers would recognize it, would encourage me to do better. Along with that, there was constant guidance from Chairperson Ma'am, Dr. Mrs. Amita Chauhan, Founder Sir, Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, as well as Principal Ma'am, Dr. Mrs. Aarti Chopra. So the constant recognition and encouragement to do hard work allowed me to take my studies and myself seriously, which has allowed me to again do well at law school and hopefully in my life as well.
How should a plus 2 student prepare themselves for the stream that you are in currently?
So the number one thing I would recommend anyone who's thinking of taking up law is to find out if you're really interested in it. Like I said, it's a 5-year long degree, so it's longer than most undergraduate degrees. And there are a lot of students who a year or two into law school realize it's not what they want to do, and then they have to slog through the rest of the years of law school just to make it out with the degree. Right? So what you can do to find out if you're really interested in the law is take part in formal debate. There are multiple ways to do this. So debating competitions, extempore, any public speaking competitions that Amity provided for me, and if you have access to them, definitely do them. Something like MUNs are also a great source to enter into formal debate and learning not just to speak, but to hear others, to digest what they're speaking fast and respond.
How did your teachers and the school environment help instill those values that you think have currently helped you in your college?
So I remember in 11th grade, as part of our English class, we were having some debate on something, and my teacher recognized that I was taking an interest in debate and recommended that I take part in debating competitions. There was a debating workshop that happened in school around that time, which I was encouraged to take part in. And I also went ahead to find the debating society of our school. So just that sheer opportunity and encouragement that I constantly got from my teachers when I do well, and even when I not do well, the recognition that Pulkit, is everything all right? Is there anything we can do to help you more? If you have any doubts, if you want us to revise anything, please let us know. We are here for you. Like whenever I'd falter, whenever I'd not hit the mark, my teachers would not reprimand me, but would rather encourage me, asking, okay, you did something wrong. Let's figure out what you did wrong and how we can do it right the next time.
What advice would you like to share with the juniors to become active citizens?
I think the foundation of being an active and responsible citizen is to learning to think for yourself, right? Looking at news and being able to look at it critically. And this is something I would recommend, especially STEM students a lot more than humanities students, because humanities students, because of what they learn in high school, end up looking at things critically as well. But I've noticed that students who end up taking science, and I am partially guilty of it, I also had physics, chemistry, maths, and economics in my 11th and 12th. We just accept news at face value, right? We should look at a piece of news with a bit of suspicion, right? And ask, okay, why is this thing happening? And what interests are at stake here? Who benefits from something like this? And try and reach out to multiple sources that have reported on the same thing. Right? So by taking in multiple points of view and sitting, reflecting on what we have read and forming our own opinions is what I believe is at the crux of democracy, being a responsible citizen and having the privilege to elect who leads you. So, because a democracy gets the leader it deserves, right? And we can only get better leaders, we can only get better leadership if we ourselves are better citizens, if we give our leaders something to work towards when we say we want this, right? And that requires immense critical thinking, immense effort, and that only comes from taking time to reflect on things you've read.
What advice would you like to share with the juniors to become responsible and active citizens?
I think the greatest virtue you can cultivate at this stage is to be curious, right? Don't be satisfied with the first answer you get. Always try and ask a further question, why? And I'm sure you will tire your teachers, you will tire your parents at some point by constantly asking why. But it's important to understand not just what's happening, but the reasons behind what is happening. A brilliant thing, and it's something I did not pick up in school and I still regret it a little, is to constantly read the newspaper. Right? Something as simple as reading op-eds every day or every other day can give you a much wider perspective on the world. And op-eds are a brilliant source to just learn from experts in their field in an accessible manner. So letting people who have studied things and are experts in their field influence your opinion and try and understand how are they looking at things, how are they looking at the world as it's happening, and trying to not necessarily mimic that but build on that things. So trying and getting a holistic view of the world by reading newspapers, and I would also encourage students to read fiction and poetry because this is so crucial to developing a more holistic personality is what you can do to be a responsible and active citizen.
What core principles or strengths at Amity encourage students to become global citizens?
Okay, it might sound repetitive at this point, but honestly, there is no replacement for hard work. Amity gives you ample opportunity to work hard and build yourself, cultivate yourself into a global citizen. And it's about taking those opportunities again and again, even when you falter. You have teachers and your peers who will constantly believe in you, and learning to believe in yourself as a result of that and building that resilience that is required to put in that hard work and become a global citizen is what Amity has provided me. If I could quote a movie, I'd like to quote Rocky, and the quote is, "It's not how hard you can hit, it's how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward." It's how you take your failures. It's how we are when we have lost something and we're at our most vulnerable, and how we react and respond to that defines who we are. So learning to take failures in stride, seeing them as lessons that you can learn and build from is what's really important. And the encouraging environment and the constant support of teachers and my peers at Amity has allowed me to do that.
Thank you so much, sir, for your time.